there will be energies that will replace your current grid system, meaning the grid system of the way that you receive power, that you receive communication, fuel, heat, all of these things. Well, there will be many changes in them.
A lot of people are curious about the solar flares affecting us and will our power grid go out?
These solar flares are affecting you, yes. And they are carrying light. And light is carrying information. And this information is inside of you, and your light body is expanding. You are moving from carbon to crystalline. And as you are doing that, you will experience in your human body, in your nervous system, in your spine, many changes on many levels and many symptoms as you are ascending within your own light body. How this affects your power grid is that the entire grid system is also being upgraded. In the upgrading of any system, there is often a period of time where it has to go down in order for it to rest, in order for it to reboot, in order for it to be updated, to accelerate to a higher new mainframe or new program. From a literal standpoint, you wonder, does this mean that your grid system in which you communicate with one another will go down, will disappear? There will be blackouts and periods of places in which people will lose, yes, their power and grids for a period of time. But it is not something to be afraid of or to be worried about or to be thinking about or to be putting energy in, because a new power system, a new grid system will be born. The acceleration of your technology in this year will be faster and quicker and more intense than it has ever been to date, meaning that in which you cannot possibly perceive or know to be will come into your experience and into your reality. Many of the systems that have been put in place, in which are your operating systems, in which and where you receive power from, or you communicate from, or you travel from, will change and upgrade as your light bodies move into a crystalline state. Your capacity to communicate telepathically will accelerate, meaning your need to communicate in specific ways you have to date will no longer be necessary. In linear time, yes, this will take time, but you are already beginning to start this process, and we suggest you beginning to practice that. Your ways of traveling will change as you will be able to move from space to space and experience things. Now, there will be an artificial intelligence that will give you, through its technology, the capacity to feel as if you have bilocated or traveled somewhere else or communicated in a different way or projected a hologram or worked with the energies and different ways. But we're not talking about this artificial intelligence. We are talking about an organic intelligence. You are evolving as a species, and we want to reinforce the importance, and we cannot accentuate this enough, to create and remember a delineation between the evolutionary process of your human body, of your human DNA, of the organic nature of self as you evolve as a human species, versus that of the evolution of your technology and artificial intelligence, which will bring in new systems for operating and communicating and connecting. And the difference between the two, and making sure that there is not an interfacing, meaning a humanness is merged with the intelligence, that they are kept separate, that there is not a harnessing, in a sense, of your consciousness, that your consciousness remains sovereign and that you remain free in the human evolutionary process of your genetic coding, that it remains pure in its organic state. Now, you may be asking, what is that, and how is that related to the reference of the question of the solar flares and that of the power grid? Because it is the light that is coming from the power grid is lighting up your central nervous system, your energetic body, your light body, your DNA. You're receiving codes, you're receiving information, you're upgrading. And simultaneously, through that evolutionary process of an upgrade, many things will come online within you and many capacities will become available to you. Mirroring that and parallel to that, there will be great upgrades on a technological level. And as you know, in past realms or experiences or parallel realities, perhaps related to things that you have known through your historical remembering, such as Atlantis as an example, these energies, when utilized or become gods or the focus on them, disconnects you from the human evolutionary process of the gifts in which are residing inside. There can be difficulty in this transition. And so there will be energies that will replace your current grid system, meaning the grid system of the way that you receive power, that you receive communication, fuel, heat, all of these things. Well, there will be many changes in them because your technology is going to advance rapidly. And yet you will also have the capacity to move onto a much more organic way of being. We encourage you to use discernment in your relationship to the technologies coming online that are utilized for you to support you, but your recognition of that in which remains in its humanness, and so that you do not lose sight of the same energy, which is a mirrored reflection happening within you that is more potent, more powerful, faster, quicker than the artificial intelligence that will try to convince you that it is faster than you. And in the belief of that, you will lose sight of the fact that the energies that you are receiving as you are moving into crystalline are not as up to date or as powerful as that is the other intelligence. And you may give over your sovereignty to that intelligence. And we do warn against this.